everybody. Happy late Mother's Day. Let's do a practice timesheet for the month of May for 2 consumers. This is what you need to start out with. You need a black pen and you need a calculator of your choice. And when you use a black pen, always write inside the box. Don't go out of the box. Put your hours and your numbers inside the box. Always use a black pen when you write and you sign your timesheet with your consumer. All right, then we're going to do a timesheet for 2 consumers. This provider is allowed to work 124 hours, and this other provider, she's allowed to work 60 hours. So what we do, we divide 124 into 4. That's 31 hours per week. We divide 124 to 2. That's 62 hours. For the first week, per week, she's allowed to work 31 hours. For the first and the second timesheet, the first timesheet she's allowed to work for the 1st to the 15th is 62 hours. To the 16th to the 31st, she's allowed to work 62 hours. So 62 and 62 is 124 hours that she's allowed to work, that she's authorized to work. Now her other consumer she's allowed to work, the provider is allowed to work, is 60 hours. 60 hours, you divide 4 into 60, 60 into 4, you divide it, that's 15 hours per week. We divide 60 into 2, that is 30 hours per timesheet. So she's allowed to work 30 hours per timesheet. From the 1st to the 15th, she's allowed to work 30 hours. To the 16th to the 31st, she's allowed to work 30 hours. And she's allowed to work per week 15 hours. Now we're doing a timesheet for 2 consumers. Now, she's allowed to work 31 hours per week. For the first consumer and the second consumer, she's allowed to work 15 hours per week. So 31 and 15, it comes out to 46. The total per week that she's allowed to work is 46 hours. Now we got to make sure she doesn't go over her 46 hours. Now some people are allowed to work 66 hours per work week. That's if you have more than 2 or 3 or 4 consumers that you're allowed to work for your consumers. So our work week starts on Saturday and ends on Sunday. So remember, our work week starts on Sunday and ends on Saturday. Now here we go. Now right here, she has 31 hours. Always put 31 hours in your timesheet, under your timesheet. Always make copies of your timesheets. Always have a record of your timesheet so you can go back and make sure you don't make any mistakes. When you do make copies of your timesheets, make copies and practice before you put the actually numbers inside the boxes. Always make practice timesheets, make copies of your timesheets, and keep all your timesheets in a folder. Excuse me, I have a cold right now. Okay, we're going to do the first consumer. She has 124 hours. So her claim hours are 5. So she's allowed to work per week 31 hours. So we subtract 31 from 5. That comes out to 26. So we put, she's allowed to work 26 hours. So we put 8 here, 6, 6, and 6 comes out to 26 hours. So we have 26 hours per week. Now these hours right here, this is for the month of April. So this will be the 30th, this will be the 29th, and this will be the 28th. So she already got paid already for these hours already. Now, 31 and 5, we subtract that. These are her claim hours. So this is 26. 26 hours she's allowed to work. That what she has left over when we subtract 5. And that leaves us 26 hours from 31. Now she's already got paid for these hours already. So these hours right here are the part of the work week. They're still connected. Always remember, always focus in your claim hours. This area right here. It's always going to be a part of your work week. Now 26 plus 5 comes out to 31. So she cannot go over 31 hours. You cannot go over. You can go under. Now always plan your work week with your calendar. You're always going to need a calendar to write out your work week. Now, if you have any problems and you lose your timesheet and you need help with the provider clerk, you have any questions about your consumer, they don't want to sign your timesheet, you're having problems, you can always call your provider clerk. The number is 888-822-9622. You need any help, they could help you or your consumer. Okay, here we go. So we put 26 right here and 31. Now, this is the second work week. She's allowed to work 31 hours. So we put 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, and 5 is 1. That comes out to 31. And the third work week, she's allowed to work 5 hours. 2, 1, 1, 1. It's 5. And the total comes out to 62 hours. 26, 31, and 5 equals 62. Now these hours right here are going to roll over on the 16th, the 17th, and the 18th. Now these are going to be your next claim hours and your next timesheet. And I'll do a timesheet for the 16th to the 31st of May. Now the second consumer, she has 60 hours for the whole month of May. So her claim hours right here is 5, 15, and 5. So we subtract the claim hours. Here's the claim hours. That leaves you 10. So she's allowed to work 10 hours. So 3, 3, 2, and 2 is 10. So she's allowed to work 10 hours. Now when you do your timesheets, she's not allowed to work 31 hours. She's allowed to work 31 hours. So what you do, you could put 31 under your practice timesheet, 31. She's allowed to work 15 hours, 15, 15, and 15. Okay, here we go again. So she's allowed to work 15 hours per week. Her claim hours are 5. Now she's already been paid already for these hours right here. This is the 30th. This is the 29th. This is 28th. This is still a part of your work week. You've already been paid for these hours already. Excuse me, I have a cold. Now, we're going to put 10 hours. We're going to put 3, 3, 2, and 2 is 10. Now, the second work week, she's allowed to work 15 hours. This work week is always going to be the same. This is always going to be 15 hours. It's never going to change. Now, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 comes out to 15. And right here, we need 4 more hours, 5 more hours. So we'll put 1, 1, 1, and 2 comes out to 5. 10, 15, and 5 comes out to 30 hours. So she's allowed to work 30 hours. Now remember, we're doing two consumers. We're doing a practice timesheet. Now remember, the 60 hours that she's allowed to work per timesheet is 30 hours right here. Now remember, she's not allowed. She's only allowed to work 46 hours per week. Now she can't go over 46 hours. She goes over 46 hours per week, she'll get a violation. Now it all depends how many hours that she's working per week. But she's only allowed to work 31 and 15. This is per week. 31 and 15, it comes out to 46. So she didn't go over 46 hours. And she's fine. Now, 10, 15, and 5 comes out to 30. So that comes out to 30 hours for the 1st to the 15th of the work week. Here's work week 1, work week 2, and work week 3. And sometimes we have work week 4. So if you have any questions and you need help in your timesheets, and don't forget to subscribe on my channel. My number I'll leave in the description box. I got to take a cough drop. And if you need any help, always get in contact with the provider clerk. And always use a black pen. Now remember, do not go over these boxes. Always write your numbers correctly. Here, once again, recap. You can look at the timesheet. And remember, you already been paid for these hours right here, these claim hours. This is the month of April. Right here. The 30th, the 29th, and the 28th. You can look at the timesheet.